you deny one less God than I do. You don't believe in 2,999 gods, and I don't believe in just one more.
Right.
One of my favorite things in debates is when someone makes an argument that's not an argument. A better question is, of all the world's religions, how do you know you've got the right one? Or even better, what would happen if Christianity disappeared, everyone forgot about it, and all the Bibles were burned? Well, you little honey pumpkin, in C.S. Lewis's Mere Christianity, Lewis makes an airtight philosophical case for Christianity without citing a word from the Bible. He explains what makes Christianity different and why it must be the only true religion. This is how he did it. Lewis begins with basic questions right out of Aquinas' book.
How did I get here?
Everything that exists has been caused by something else. Whether you think the universe began 6,000 years ago or 15.8 billion trillion years ago, it literally doesn't matter. Which is more logical? That the universe was caused by something or that it was caused by nothing? Right off the bat, we can rule out atheism. Thus, Lewis affirmed that logically there must be a first cause, and that cause must have been the most powerful being in existence, or God.
Grab your coconuts and hold them tight.
Because we're not yet within 1,000 miles of the God of Christianity. Next, we as humans have this tricky thing known as a mind. Our mind has a sassy opinion as to things we ought and ought not to do. We can deduce that our sense of right and wrong was created by God. God, for whatever reason, has an interest in us knowing that some things are good to do and others are not. We call this morality. Now we can rule out deism, the belief that God exists but doesn't give a crap.
Huh? Oh, yeah, fine.
Throughout history, people like Sam Harris offer that perhaps we humans get our sense of morality from science. Lewis considered that idea many years ago, but he thought, if a city is burned down, and like 10,000 years later, archaeologists dig up the remains of the city, science will tell them exactly what is. It will give them an idea as to what was, but science will never be able to tell them what should or should not have been. But if God wants us to do something, why doesn't he just force us to do it?
You'll do what I want.
God has given us an amount of free agency. Now we can rule out those religions and even like these sketchy subgenres of Christianity like Quakers, who are essentially theistic nihilists. Finally, we have to take a look at God's creation, which is everything. You are a tiny little speck on a rock in the middle of nowhere. If God spilled his coffee on the earth and budged it a little to the left, we'd all burn up under the sun. We are not as powerful as God. The remaining religions of the world that are popular, such as Judaism and Islam, they're all about the things you can do to go to heaven. Muslims have to pray 4 times a day for 45 minutes or something like that. Jews have to follow the Levitical law and the 10 Commandments to a T. Spiritual leaders teach that you need to reach such inner peace that you reach nirvana. But think about it. Does God actually need you to pray 4 times a day for 45 minutes?
No!
Can any amount of your actions do anything to sway God? No. We could rule out any religion that tells you that any amount of your actions will get you anywhere with God. We're left with one religion that is different from the others.
I don't know what it is, but you have got it.
One that teaches you that you suck, that you broke morality and can't fix it. You want to know what the problem with the world is? It's you.
Oh.
But what am I to do if I can't save myself? Literally, your only hope is that God would, by grace, save us from ourselves. That one way or another, he would wipe away our stains. No man could do this, only God can do this. And in his infinite love, the very substance that binds us all, that beats time and space itself, the thing that God is himself, in love, he has done exactly that. Boom! And without reciting a word from the Bible, Lewis explains how any rational being can come to know the God of Christianity. If the world forgot about Christ and burned all the Bibles, that would not stop people from being able to search for the author of the Book of Morality written on their hearts.